Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with a new exciting video. Oh my goodness, so exciting. But we actually have a special guest with us here today. And that special guest is called the Neumann. Oh my goodness, the Neumann's TLM. Jeez, I love this microphone. Anyways, so yeah, let's get into this pro writing aid. I just got this, I'm gonna say maybe two weeks ago. And I'm just gonna kind of just do a review on it. This is not a beta read. We're not doing beta reads today. But let's get some plugs out of the way. Like, subscribe, do what you gotta do. Here's some books of mine you should definitely check out. Bright Dreadful Sun. Ooh, wow, so scary. Oh, Not Every Star in the Night. Wonderful, my second book. And Yamikage, my first book ever. And this is the library edition. Whoa. Anyways, so yeah, how can I say this? Yeah, I'm a beta reader, ghostwriter, editor now. I've been getting the hang of editing for so long that I'm like, let's step up this investment. Let's do something, off the box a little bit, kind of go for like a more advanced, as opposed to learning those fundamentals where I feel like I mastered the fundamentals. This is what I'm trying to say, the proof editing, all that. So I came across some YouTube videos and they said, hey, pro writing aid's pretty good. And I'm like, all right, let me buy it. And then, I bought it, and here it is. So, let's do a review here. My monitor is over there. Pretty interesting. So, what do we got over here? Something interesting. We have a book I've been working on for the past, a year. But it's not like a big novel. It's just kind of one of those, put-away books. You writers out there probably know what I'm talking about. Just kind of project that you kind of started. But it's you're gonna finish it, but it's gotta take some time. Anyways, it's a short one too, but it's called The Cost of Karma. And basically it's kind of like a little bit of a self-help book about karma and how it works. So here we just kind of got a little bit of an expert excerpt. Oh my goodness, an expert excerpt. Wow, oh my goodness. So also at the same time, I'm a bit flustered because this lag is driving me cuckoo. Because when you're running pro writing aid, OBS, and Microsoft Word, it's like my computer's like, dude, get a new computer. I don't get paid enough for this. Oh my. So, anyways, so you get pro writing aid. I think it's like $20, something like that, and it's just got a lot of cool stuff, and I think it does really, really help. I feel like coming from a music background, it's like it's like getting your first DAW, your music recording program. And it feels like that too. It's like just getting a whole slew of new plugins, like new effects. So with that being said, pro writing aid is pretty interesting, and it doesn't only just give you this summary report, which is what I have here. It also goes into so much more awesome detailed stuff. Yeah, my monitor is over there. So this is not a lot. I have on paper, maybe 5 pages. Because when you have these gigantic novels, they take a long time. This thing will load for a million years. And I'll be here oh my goodness, I got things to do. Hurry up. Okay. But so with that being said, you click summary and it gives you this overall message, overall encompassing thing. And here we go. We got your key scores over here. Obviously, this is not a finished work in progress. Although I see my spelling score is not bad, my style score is good, my grammar score is not so good. So how can pro writing aid help me with that? We'll get to it. So this is all the green. Look at there. I love green. Oh my goodness. Love the green. So much green. I'm sitting in a sea of green over here. So it says my document looks great. Tell me something I don't know. But it's a few things going on here. We got, a lot of different things going on, like inclusive language, pacing. That's really interesting how they include pacing. There's a lot of elements that when you get this, you realize that this could increase your skill as a writer. If you get into the swing of things and really start playing with this, you start picking up on little nuances that you don't really expect. Things like glue words. That's a big thing. This whole thing has improved my brain, my writing brain. When I started thinking about glue words, those are words that kind of just so, what, there. Just things that are just in the middle. Just for example, it tells you how many glue words you're using. And that's awesome because I don't know, it's just something you just don't really think about too much sometimes. So it also has emotion tells. This thing's like AI or something. I don't know. It knows what it's it knows everything. See, it goes down to the level of dialogue tags, which I found extremely helpful because I like to get creative with my dialogue tags, but it also kind of puts you in check a little bit and says, "Hey, guy, maybe not go overboard." It's like, I don't know. Whoever coded this is awesome. So I know there's a bunch of other ones out there. I think I found my Excalibur here. You know what I mean? I think I like it so much that I want to sit with this and I don't want to even investigate other options, although they're out there. I want to master this, and I feel like this is one of those like it's like hitting the gym. You know what I mean? It's like kind of like getting a personal trainer. Maybe editing in the first place. Maybe editing out word is going to the gym, and then this is kind of like getting a personal trainer. You could do it you could edit, if you study and you do what you got to do. But if you already know that stuff and get this, it's like, bro, it's awesome. So with that being said, right here we got the grammar score right there. Interesting. Style score, which is something I was like, what are you talking about my style? I got 65% style. I need to get more style over here or else. It's got consistency. If you notice right there, it says the glue index. I noticed, I thought my novel was like so fucking pristine. And then I saw the glue words and I was like, what? There's so many things it picks up that you don't even realize. And it actually tells you where to go. It tells you, what to reduce, what to do, this and that. This video, I'm aiming for like 20 minutes with this video. I usually get 40-minute videos of beta reads. But yeah, this is also something I'm still kind of new. So maybe I'll give like an update video, maybe like in the future. Woo. I'll end up like getting maybe a different one of these and then maybe kind of just doing a reflection, but it doesn't matter. I recommend it. I'm not sponsored by this. Maybe I should give you a code or something like that, but I'm not here with the code. I'm just hanging out. So here's something interesting. It's good. This is like them giving the reason why they're telling you to do what you gotta do. And what also is pretty interesting is it gives you the Feynman scores. So this boils things down to like a really, really small thing, but then it gets into the actual literal, CMS is for grammar. Feynman is for literature. So it literally says, look up, this rule over there. And that's something pretty interesting. So that takes it to the next level as well. Business jargon. I don't know. That's the whole thing. I don't really think about business jargon. But, okay, now, you guys are probably like, yo, Mike, what is going on here? There's so many things going on, and I want to learn more. So if you want to learn more, you got to understand that this is just a summary that kind of focuses your more your edits, more your like actual literal edits, and then you go to like different things like fiction. Like now you get into other types of stuff, alliteration, homonyms. And it goes into plagiarism, which is very important. So if you write, like I used to write APA, American Psychological Association, and those papers are so hard to write. So if you guys are in those, academia, I recommend this as well, not just for fiction writers. Because, dude, this would have helped me so much back then. Anyways, it's got like a little fiction option. And one thing I am huge about is sensory detail. I love sensory detail. So they're like kind of like those light up words that use the senses. And then I was blown away. I didn't expect this to be as good as I thought it was going to be. I actually made a whole Fiverr gig about this, just pro writing and editing with Pro Writing Aid. And wow, I think it's just awesome. I'm excited to really get out. I've already edited other people's manuscripts with this. And it's helping out big time. It literally, it's a night and day. Because, Microsoft Word's got its own spell check and grammar, yada, yada, yada. But this is like, it's above and beyond. Oh my goodness. It's in a whole new universe. So on this screen here, I can't really see. It's really sharp, so I gotta look at this screen. But when I export these videos, I noticed that sometimes they look crystal clear. So right here, actually, this is not my full body novel. Because if it was, I'd be like, guy, get moving. You know what I mean? This makes you like want to start writing like ASAP. You're like, oh, I gotta get moving. But anyways, if you could see on this screen, I'm gonna look over there. It tells you, hey, when it comes to your sensory detail, you got 50% leaning on sight. You've got some with sound. You've got some with taste. The fact that it could learn that, I'm like, whoa, this is like artificial intelligence, kind of already tiptoeing into the literature world. I got a feeling like if you fed AI this software in like a million different manuscripts, they'd be like, okay, I got this. Anyways, that's not what this is. This is just a regular software. Dialogue, that's very helpful. I feel like I'm really great at writing dialogue. There's a lot of my novels have a lot of characters, but I've noticed sometimes it's going to pull back, so I also write novels where there's really just kind of choice amount of characters. Like, Not Every Star in the Night, for example, that was like maybe like 5-6 characters total, where the Yamikage is like up in the 25. It's like a whole echelon of characters. Really big fantasy novel. So when it comes to the dialogue, this helps big time, because you don't want those voices to blend. You want every character to have like a different, different kind of voice. Like you want some individuality there. So with that being said, zero dialogue. Like I said, this is a self-help book, but normally if you look there where it says zero dialogue, it'll give you like a whole, thing of dialogue tags. It'll kind of give you advice too. It's not necessarily like click and boom, which is, it actually does that too, which is so helpful. So like you can literally like slam the enter key or like the mouse, and it'll just fix everything for you. Like, but I did that for a while, and then I started realizing that it's missing small little things, or it might like kind of misinterpret what the message is. So you got to also kind of double check. So after doing that, I learned, okay, click a little bit, C, click, C, click, C. Oh, fix that up a little bit. Because it will kind of, do something weird. Like really make weird sentences and all that. That's a huge problem in Word, an even bigger problem in Docs. Here with Pro Writing Aid, it's not as much. Like I'm like, okay, whoa, it takes a while to really kind of think about what the heck, that was. So, anyways, so it gives you dialogue tags with adverbs. Let's move on. Unusual dialogue tags, that's something I look out for when I'm beta reading other people's stuff. Set is dead, but at the same time, you don't need to have so expansive dialogue every single time. The tags, sticky words is pretty good. It tells you what words are kind of molding things together. So what this program does is it feeds the glue, and then it also has focus on the central message of the sentence or paragraph. So it'll give you two different kind of purposes. It'll like basically show you, it's kind of like an equalizer in music where it shows you the bad frequencies and it shows you the great frequencies. So if you guys are music engineers like me, you'll understand what that is. So it'll show you like these are all the nonsense words you don't really need, and it just tells you to throw them out. And then it tells you the words that are like the central core message, and what it strives to do is it tries to like kind of make your sentence minimalist in a way, but still elevated, which I appreciate. Like I feel like this is literally my Excalibur. I've been like, when I find something I like, I stick to it, I master it, then I move on. So structure, it gives you structure, like sentence structure, transitions. That's something that I very intuitively kind of always looked for, is chapter transitions in and out, paragraph transition, and here we go, boom. Now it's telling me a bunch of colors. It's giving me a bunch of colors. There's a lot of colors. Sometimes you got one thing does the color, the other thing there's so many colors. So right here, there's 45% of sentences start with a subject. That's something I wouldn't even thought of before. I'm like, it tells you what, like, wait, like you're starting off so many sentences with a subject. Sometimes I forgot what happened. I was editing the Yamikage 2, which is coming out pretty soon. I'm hoping by the end of the year, which would be great. Yamikage 2 took so long. It's taking so long. It's because it's one of those, it's like my battleground. That whole series is like my battleground, where I'll kind of like write a lot and then I'll get really good like doing other things like ghostwriting or beta reading. Then I'm like, okay, back to the Yamikage. Let me get that going. Now I'm back here and I'm about to finish it because I felt like this is what I've been waiting for. So it starts with an adverb, pretty interesting. It gives you some of that. We are at 13 minutes. So, I don't know. I'm satisfied with this. I'm very satisfied with this. Now, you might be asking yourself, who's this for? Editors, just regular authors? I think it's both. I got an itch on my brain. I got an itch on my nose, which is connected to my brain. In a way, there's neurons in there. Anyways, what was I going to say? You see grandiose, it's like, that's a pretty cool word. Maybe I could take you guys through the manuscript. This is very heavy on religious concepts, aimed at karma, but what this book is kind of striving is to find those connections between all religious kind of nuances that mix or are similar to karma, and how you can use karma for your advantage, like almost like a tool. And it's kind of like, what's the word here? It's I portray karma as a currency in this novel, so it's very left brain. I take a psychological approach to the APA approach without the structure. I try to go for the neatness. What I try to do is get a few chapters in this book allegorical. So there's like 3 chapters that are in story format to try to kind of get the message out there, but everything else is kind of really motivational. Love that. It's pretty exciting. I think people are going to really like this. Very excited. And I don't know. I really don't know what to do with that. Consistency is key. And what do we got? Consistency bar. What is this? You know what I mean? This is freaking awesome. I felt like a kid on Christmas when I got this. This is something I had, or like, it was one of those purchases where I was like thinking about it. I'm like, I Hail Married it. I did. I was like, okay, forget about it. Just buy it, see what's good. And then, yeah, love it. And I don't really do, what's the word here? Kind of sponsored videos. I'm not getting sponsored by them, but like kind of endorsing something by my own vistage here. I don't usually do that. I try to get a focus on other people, but I'm thinking that this is a tool. It's like kind of like when you're bowling, it gives you the bumpers before you get really good at making strikes. I think I'm aiming this towards more like mainstream writers as opposed to editors. By the time you're editing, you probably should already know like a bunch of these concepts already, like myself. But then there's other things that you don't even think of, and it gives you this. So with that being said, I'm recommending this also for readers. Well, not readers. Well, maybe, I don't know. Writers. Why am I recommending that? Because I'm increasing my skills as I go. I feel it. I feel the power. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like writing, and I think I'm like, okay, this is perfect. And then I get this, and it's telling me, wow, there is so much you can improve on. Like the Yamikage, it came up basically right there near the green. And I thought it was A1 good to go. And then I'm like, okay, let me run this. And wow, it wasn't bad. I did pretty well. But this is almost like a video game. Let's go to this one. I like this option a lot, although I don't use it because if you have these giant novels, which a lot of people have, this can be really slow down. So if you got like a nice computer, go ahead. So right here, it's giving me kind of like an index. It's giving me a bunch of different stuff. And it's telling me, hey, guy, you could probably improve your stuff. What are you doing? You need me to hold your hand? So that's kind of what's going on here is they're going for improvements, and it's got goals. So my goals are, like, pretty good here. It's more than 75%, which means I'm getting my message across well. Everything is going good, but there's so much improvements that could happen. It's giving me 50%. And the list can be very long. Like in the Yamikage, right here, there's 17. In the Yamikage, I got like 500. I was like, dude, this is gonna take so long. And then it kind of walks you through a lot of the things that kind of make it easy. Like when you start learning about glue words and really how to like these things that it really picks apart, it starts becoming natural. I can feel it. I can feel it like coursing through my veins. Where I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna move forward in life and in literature. And start looking for these glue words and master getting them out of the, where they don't need to be. I'm going to get a prime focus on readability. Pronouns are in there. Alliteration, how things sound. Plagiarism. And there's actually one called House, which I think is about settings. Let me double check. Actually, I haven't used this. Maybe I did. It's a blank report. House style. Ideal for house style. I don't know. Oh, that's a genre of writing. Okay. It gives you repeats and combos. One thing I did like was the echoes. I did love the echoes. That was pretty fun. I was like, okay, it's like basically saying like you keep using this stuff over and over. Now, I use this mostly editing the Yamikage for grammar and style. But one thing that's interesting, because I wasn't going to do this, actually when it comes to the creative writing, that novel is where it needs to be. This is more for the grammar with that approach, but now I'm understanding so many different things, and I think you guys can too. Thesaurus is kind of what it is. It's a thesaurus. It's going to probably eat up my words here and go, hey guy, look at all this. Look at all this. Let's see. Being selfless is selfish, ? How can that be? How can that be, ladies and gentlemen? So this is more of that left brain type of novel. So there's going to be a lot of direct tells, but there's also a lot of creative stuff in the mix. A lot of allegory and metaphor. I love that. What would I improve with? Like, if I made this, I would say, it goes, it even has cliches. It's so good. Here you go. The source. It gives you like a whole thing, and it goes, hey, this is something you could do. Like what like it's I wrote selfish. Where is it? No, I wrote. Let's do a positive word. True. Yeah, let's go true. Oh, richer. That's a good one. It's a lot about money. This novel. Making money's fun. So here you go. The algorithm or whatever you computer guys do. I'm not a computer guy, but anyways, I appreciate this. Whatever you guys do, you're doing it good. It gives you a list of different alternatives. And then, I think, after a while, you're just going to start kind of memorizing this. And especially when it comes to those base words, like said, or like, just those filler glue words that people use all the time. Now it's going to increase your vocabulary, which is good for your linguistics, which is good for your brain. Yes, vocabulary is good. If you take a Mensa test, vocabulary is a big thing. So with that being said, it goes for... It also picks apart what everything is. Anyways... man, let's boil it down to this. I like it. I think it's good, and if you guys want it, go ahead. I'm not sponsored, but maybe I should contact them and be like, hey, let me get a sponsor. But anyways, just kind of doing this to help out as usual on the channel. These are all for you guys, and I am very busy. Got more edits to do right now, actually. So just kind of warming up and showing you guys. So with that being said, like, subscribe, do what you got to do. Books will be in the link. And you know what? Get out there, keep on writing, get those 500, get those 1,000 words in, and consider getting Pro Writing Aid. I'm not sponsored by them, but it is. I don't know. I'm just excited about it. I don't know. It's just like I'm not doing any beta read videos today, so let's talk about this. Anyways, yeah, keep it real. And if you guys have had Pro Writing Aid in the past, drop a comment and say, hey, guy, I like that stuff too, or maybe you don't. I don't know. It's up to you. Maybe you could also comment like some other ones that are up there too that might help. I checked out a few and then I'm like, I know, I felt it. I was just like, that's the one. I didn't even think twice. Anyways, see you guys later. Have a good one.